Hello everyone and welcome to the STC Ascension Reborn 2026 tournament. I am here commentating double overtime for Icey versus NHL. We have obviously, huge matchup here, double overtime. They ended up tying on Fuyu Village yet again. Won't be a 3-map double overtime, but still. Fuyu Village, they tied with a 19.700 average, slightly improving both of their regulation averages of 19.733. So they are on the uprise. NHL in practice so far has gotten two 19.7 IGTs back to back. He's looking really strong here for double overtime, but Icey actually did get more .7 touches than NHL did in first overtime. So I do think maybe Icey's a bit more consistent at getting 19.7s, but if I had to guess who gets a 19.6 touch first, I would put my money on NHL there. Obviously, Icey, super high nerves, I'm sure, right now. Just taking as much practice as possible. NHL's strategy of finishing out 19.7s, I don't hate from his perspective, as he's kind of a player where he just needs to get into the groove. I don't think practice would help someone as much as... I don't think... NHL's the type of player where a ton of practice wouldn't help him super much in terms of matches, whereas Icey Man definitely is that archetype of player. Yeah, I still don't think either of them will be going for house strat in these rounds, just not the strat that they're used to, especially in a tournament. You don't want to be trying new stuff out in double overtime. But I do think it would be beneficial if maybe one of them used it, but seriously doubt we'll be seeing that. But we will now be heading here onto practice 2. Can NHL keep his 19.7 practice streak alive? Maybe. And if the match does end here, this will be the first match in tournament history to end in double overtime. We've seen 2 sudden death matches, but no match that is actually ended after double overtime. And on a map as consistent as Fuyu Village, I'm not sure. We might be going to sudden death here, just because of how consistent Fuyu can be. I mean, any high-level player should be able to 19.7 average relatively consistently, as we saw both of them do in first overtime. But if either, it's kind of just a race who can squeeze out a 19.6 touch first. NHL doesn't keep his 19.7 streak alive. Slightly slower on there with a 19.8. Icey still taking extra practice. And, Altensy providing a little bit of, first-hand primary source here. I mean, he didn't get a 19.7 average against Jordan, so maybe 19.7 isn't as easy as they make it sound, but these two have clearly showcased that they're some of the best Fuyu Village players in the world. I'm sure we could honestly look at the STC leaderboards, and you can just see how many people have achieved, 733, 700, 667 averages, that caliber. It's, really high number. Do wish we had, like a statistician on us. Icey is really doing a mouse right now, basically the opposite of what NHL is doing. He is taking as much practice as possible. And in all honesty, I kind of view it as a little bit of mental stalling. I don't think he's, spending this time on, a lot of this practice just seems kind of worthless. And I think he's just delaying the inevitable where he's going to be thrown into rounds. And clearly he performed well last time, so I don't think that's the big issue. It's just he doesn't want to race. And you can see he's just stalling. But that will now come to a halt. We're now heading on to round 1. I mean, hopefully we can see a 19.6 falling here in double overtime, but It is a little unlikely. Although, NHL's 19-7 touches that he posted for first overtime were very, very deep. Like, they were, no question, 19-7 deep. So, we could maybe be seeing a 96 from NHL if he gets some really solid runs. This line right here is the main difference between these two runs. Outside of that, they play basically identical. NHL, slightly ahead maybe. Oh! A 19-7 IGT tie on first round. Wow. Great start for both of them. We didn't see a single 19-7 IGT in first overtime. And for them to both start out with a 19-7, crazy sign. Wonder if that'll heighten or dampen their nerves. Obviously, they know they're doing well, but they also know their competitor is doing amazing. Ooh, weird jump from Icey. It should be fine. I'm not exactly sure. I think he bounced on a lantern, maybe. NHL, again, is on a clean run here. Slightly better than Icey. This might be a 0.1 IGT difference. Yes, 19-7 from NHL. Back-to-back 19-7s. Icey just right behind with a 19-8. A little bit of end lag on his end. He still shouldn't have too much to worry about, but NHL's piecing together a really, really nice average. Round 3. Ooh, kind of climbed a bit over the rock for Icey. Ooh, and a death on Pixel for Icey. NHL seems to be the dominant player here in double overtime, but remember, Icey still does have that 19-7 IGT to work with. He DNFs. NHL with a 19-8. NHL already locks in a 7.33 average on IGT, tying what they did in regulation, so he already doesn't have too much to lose here. He can go all out on lines. Maybe go for house strat if he's comfortable with that. No, it doesn't look like it. Just going for the third 0.7 IGT to basically force at least on death on his end. Not the cleanest run though. I don't think this will be a 19-7, but he's still ahead of Icey Man. It is. Oh, whoa. No, it's actually a 19-7 on Icey Man's end. Wow. Not exactly what I was expecting. Definitely some lag for NHL as he did have the better run, but this is now heading on to round 5 IGT draw. Already 19.733. Much faster than what we saw both in regulation and in first overtime. If we were to see a 0.6 touch, this will be the round. I'm not sure this will go sudden death just because of how fast of runs we're seeing. Like, we could potentially be seeing a 0.6 touch. Yeah, that pixel cut is where NHL just gains all of his time. He might be on a 19-7 here. A 19-7 IGT for NHL locks in a 19-700 average IGT. Basically unbeatable, but obviously we'll have to check touches. But yeah, great performance from both these two in double overtime. I mean, I'll get back to you. We'll see what the touches say. We might be going to sudden death or it might end here. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace.